from afar for a while, and I reached out and asked her if she would join us tonight, and her name is Courtney Long, and so she brought me some angel wings because we're going to do some angel readings, but Billy said it looks like a mustache, but we're going to talk about angels tonight, and we're going to get to know Courtney a little bit, and we've already got some questions, and we're going to have a really good time, and we are putting this on Facebook Live, so, that's going to be awesome, and so people can see you. And now, Courtney, I want to know how you started to work with angels.
It's a good question. When I was growing up, I didn't know anything about angels other than that they were Christmas ornaments, statues, and paintings that my aunt loved, and that I remember, hearing some Bible stories about angels appeared, but I didn't know that we could actually work with angels and ask for their help in our daily lives. And it was about 10 years ago, I was seeing a naturopath for acupuncture, and one day she just randomly asked me if I knew Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael. I said, no, I don't. And she asked if we could call the angels in my session. And I'd had acupuncture with her many, many times, and this time was completely different. I felt this incredible buzzing energy, like a warm blanket around me, and I could feel the angel's presence. So that really started to open my mind. And then, I can't remember how far after that, but a client had given me a copy of Doreen Virtue's book, Angel Numbers 101. And that was another eye-opening moment because when I was a child growing up, my sister and I saw repeated numbers all the time.
The synchronicity of numbers.
Yeah, and we would always say 1111, make a wish. 333, make a wish. Not knowing it had anything to do with anything other than we just randomly saw these numbers. And so my client was explaining that means the angels are trying to get in touch with you. And so as things kept progressing, then I was guided to attend Doreen Virtue's therapy practitioner training in Hawaii. And I remember saying, I told my business coach at the time, I'm not going to tell anyone that I'm going to this training. Like, this is just for me, just private. I thought people would think I was crazy. And little did I know that my purpose has involved teaching about angels and helping people connect with angels.
Well, if you guys could look into this girl's face, you could see an angel right on her face. Let me tell you, she's got all of that wonderful essence of the angels right in her vibrational frequency and her aura field, in her eyes and in her energy. And again, I only saw her on Facebook and heard a little bit of this and that. And just the minute I am next to her, you can feel that wonderful presence. I got to tell you something that you'll get a kick out of. I was born at 4:44 a.m.
Oh my gosh. So that's amazing. I noticed the 444 in your phone number.
That's one of the reasons why we chose the phone number was because, and for those of you who don't know, that synchronicity about the 444 is an angelic kind of an energy for numerology, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
So do you work with Melchizedek and Metatron and some of the other angels that aren't quite so popular as Uriel and Ariel and Raphael and Gabriel and Michael,
Yeah, I sure do. The couple that I work with most closely are Archangel Michael and Archangel Haniel, who helps with intuition and divine feminine power. Haniel is my favorite angel. And I work a lot with Archangel Shamuel.
Could you spell that for?
Oh, yeah. Haniel is Haniel.
Okay, great.
Haniel. I work with Archangel Shamuel, Chamuel, and Shamuel helps us with connecting, whether it's with our soulmates or friends or job opportunities, a place to live, connecting with anything and anyone that we're meant to connect with, and then bringing harmony. And then I also work with Masokor, who's an angelic energy around money, the angel of money, very, very powerful. And then I also work with Archangel Galadriel, who is the angel of faith and miracles and super high vibes.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. We got to get together and do a seminar together. I think that would be great. And maybe invite a couple other ladies and do some things. We'll have a good time and do some things there. Before I answer the first phone call, I'll be in trouble with Billy if I don't give you the upcoming events right here. So I think we have just a few more tickets, maybe 5, I think, for Faith in the Other Side of the Veil on Sunday at Storm Wisdom. That's at 9. And we're going to do you know Dr. Emil Faith?
I do, yeah.
He's such amazing. A wonderful medical medium. Oh, he's fabulous. We're going to talk about karmic profiling with healing works in the body and why we manifest illness and all of those things. We're going to do readings together. It's going to be a great event. Charles at Storm Wisdom has been kind enough to give us a discount on products and for everybody that attends, and bootleggers, which is not sounding very angelic, but I'm sure there were angels with the pirates too, gives us a 20% discount for lunch. So, but they have good food. Just don't drink the moonshine, because if you come back later on in the afternoon after having moonshine, we're going to be in trouble. I'm going to be in Las Vegas April 27th through 29th. I'm going to be in California a couple of days, in Los Angeles a couple of days, in Laguna Beach, and a couple of days in San Diego, which I think is really close to being full. So anybody from those areas, call on that. And then James Van Prague. He and I are going to do it again. We're going to be back at the Mauna Lucia on November 17th and 18th, and I'm going to do a cruise, Courtney, to the.
I saw that.
Whoever says Caribbean, to the Caribbean. Whoever says Caribbean, to the Caribbean. That's where we're going, and that's going to be November 26th through December 3rd. So enough of that. Okay,
Very
Billy, you're happy with me now. We got a phone call waiting, and for everyone else, it's 602-875-0444. I want to hear questions for this beautiful young lady. Do you know that she's always been in the healing arts? Before she even started working with the angels, she was a social worker. And so humanity is very important to this young woman. And I am finding that she is going to be an awesome, awesome addition to our show. Okay, so where am I, Billy? Hello, Rita. How are you?
I am fine. How are you?
Well, we're good. We got a question already from you here, right?
Yes.
You're going to a weekend. You're going to a special weekend, right?
Yeah, I'm going to a Bill Barron Big Shift weekend.
Are you ready?
I got to it, and I'm looking to make a big shift.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask you, because here's the thing that I find, Rita, and then I'm going to let Courtney talk to you a little bit about this, because she and I shared a little bit about this before we started. You know, Rita, I feel your energy is someone who's been wanting a big shift for a long time. I feel like this has been a life cycle for you, that this, purposefulness that you've been waiting for, it almost feels like you're waiting for a birth all the time. Does that make sense, Rita?
Yes.
Okay.
About 2 years ago.
Okay. I think you're going to be born this time, girl. But what I want to say to you is what happens when I tap into your energy frequency is that you have negative chatter that comes from when you were a little girl that pops in, like right around from 9, 10, 11, 12, there's some negative chatter, and you tend to discount yourself in certain ways. So you'll wait for that birth, and then it'll be right in front of you, and then you might take a step or a shift back from it. This time I want your arms wide open, and I want you to really embrace that energy, because I believe it's your time. Can you give me your birth date real quick, Rita?
July 5th, 1961.
Oh, guess what, Rita? I have a sister that was born on July 5th. She's my baby sister, but she was born in 1959. Okay, 7, 17, 24, 29. You're an 11-2, honey. Okay, so that's that 2-year cycle that you just talked to me about. You're on the cusp of making movement on that, okay? Okay? Okay. Courtney, tell Rita what you think.
Okay, Rita, well, first of all, I've actually been to the Bill Barron Big Shift event a couple of years back, and it's amazing. You're going to have so much fun. But what the angels are really showing me for you to do is to approach it very confidently, to know who you are and what you do, which it sounds like you know what you do with your business, but to present it in a way as though you're confident. And they're literally showing me an image as though if you have a big poster board in front of you, like they're not suggesting for you to carry a poster board, but just energetically a poster board that says, here I am, here's what I do, I'm proud of myself, I'm confident, and to connect with people and literally just have that little bit of extra confidence to strike up conversations with people.
Because you're a teacher yourself. You're a teacher yourself, Rita.
Yeah, it's that chills, absolutely. And so, take interest in other people, strike up conversations, and be really, really settled in what you do and how excited you are. They're showing the importance of having a lot of joy around your work. So there's almost I don't know if you tend to feel shy about it, or or just upset with not having had that breakthrough yet.
It's a 10-year-old that's in her. It's about a third grader. Get that kid to shut up, Rita. Okay?
And just joyfully, like, I love what I do, and it's so much fun, and share that joy with people. And Archangel Shamuel wants to help you to know who to connect with. So just call on Archangel Shamuel throughout the event and say, okay, who do I connect with? And those people are going to light up, almost like they're glowing in a special way. You just make eye contact, you will know. So the biggest message is be confident and joyfully express what you do.
How's that sound, Rita? One last thing. It feels like Bill Barron will connect with you. There's some kind of an energy of connecting to you. So watch for that happening. There's going to be some kind of personal connection, either through eye contact or something that he says that's going to touch you personally. That's going to be a key for you.
And I was just feeling too a partnership. Yeah, so teaming up with people, whether it's Bill Barron himself, right, and other people as well that you can connect with, that you can perhaps do joint venture partnerships in the world with.
Anything else, Rita?
I've already talked to my spirit team, and everything that you've mentioned, I've put out there to discuss.
Yay! We're rooting for you, Rita. Thank you for calling.
And the last 2 days have been, okay, how can you be joyous? So many joyous messages.
Absolutely.
You're going to have so much fun.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rita. Have a nice evening. Good luck on the weekend. You don't need luck. Just have fun. Bye-bye. Okay, Carl. Okay, we got Carl on the line. Hi, Carl.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
That's good. You're moving to Sedona?
Yeah.
And you're looking for synchronicity in the universe on the move?
Yes.
And you've gotten some synchronicity already?
Yes, I have.
And so you're just looking for some reassurance that synchronicity is absolutely putting you in the right place at the right time?
Yes.
Okay. You've got very interesting energy, Carl. You're a very interesting person. Yes?
Carl's amazing.
Sure.
Yes, are you an interesting person?
Am I an interesting person?
Yeah, you feel like a very interesting person to me. You feel very intelligent. You feel very thoughtful. You feel like a seeker. You feel like a sensitive. You feel like an empath, and you feel like you've got a little bit of a funny bone that some people don't get quite right away, and they have to know you when you kind of slide in there with a little bit of humor. That's a little sly.
Just so, like, I know Courtney, she had a retreat, and I went to a retreat, and that's how I found out for sure that I needed to move to Sedona.
Ah, very well.
Everything is just completely correct.
Well, very good.
I just emailed from Courtney today that she was doing this, and I just love Courtney. I mean, she's just amazing. Anything she's involved with, I try to get involved now. So that's where I'm at.
Well, I can see why you like her, Carl. She seems like a pretty good kid to me. So good luck in your move. Good luck in your move, and keep all that eccentricity that's so delightful about you in your energy frequency. I think she's going to pull a card for you. Mm-hmm. So let's see what the card says for you. Okay.
Oh my gosh, Carl! The card is Archangel Raziel. It's take back your power. Take back your power, and it says use your God-given power and intention to manifest blessings in your life. And what I'm hearing very clearly for you is to trust, to really trust. And I'm seeing this image of you putting one foot in front of the other. Just obviously it's a big move to make this a move in location, right? And to move to Sedona. But you're feeling that guidance. And so honor that guidance that you're feeling and put one foot in front of the other, just one step at a time, one day at a time. Kind of like, well, what do you need to do next? You don't have to make all the arrangements right now, but kind of like researching where to live and taking tiny steps, but really being in your power and trusting that taking this courageous action to trust your intuition is going to be richly rewarded, that it's going to lead to good things. And there's going to be a lot of lessons, a lot of learning through the process, a lot of introspection, a lot of, if you can, when you're there, spending lots of time even in the mountains, in the Red Rock Mountains, and meditation and community and connecting with people. And the angels are saying learning about yourself through community, through being with other people, that kind of having that reflection, mirror reflection back to you. But it's really about being in your power and just feeling good about the decision.
Okay.
Different areas of Sedona feel differently, Carl. And so you have to go and check out different areas of Sedona and how that feels for you, because Sedona itself was built on some Indian burial ground. And I'm not trying to push my belief system on you, but there's a lot of ET energy or extraterrestrial energy in Sedona as well. And so you want to make sure that you're finding what frequency of energy feels the best for you, because you can go from one pocket of Sedona to another pocket of Sedona. It'll have a totally different energy. I used to live on Morgan Trail Road there in Sedona. And when you go, if you get off on Morgan Trail and you go down to the end, there's a trail where there's a beautiful hike that's not too strenuous. And that has really powerful energy. You'll get way up and be able to see the whole city. And then you'll be able to kind of feel which direction that maybe you're pulled to when you're up there. Because that part of Sedona, you get to see all, very clearly all aspects of Sedona. And then when when you're in the village, it's different. When you're up towards the airport, the energy is different. There's just different energies up there. So go and feel it for yourself. I'm assuming you might have been at the Creative Life Center. Is that what it's called? The Creative Life Center up there in Sedona? Is that where you did your retreat
No,
workshop?
it was actually at the new Courtyard Marriott Hotel,
that's
in
nice.
West Sedona.
Oh,
yeah.
That was nice. Okay.
Yeah, right by Boynton Canyon area.
So that probably was good energy for you, Carl, right in that pocket there. So go up and check the different energy, because I think you can feel things through your own body, like your body tells you things, Carl.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you for calling.
Thank you, Carl.
So what was your retreat in regards to? What do you teach when you do a retreat like that?
The topic was activate your intuitive gifts with the angels. So all about opening up intuition, and especially for people who know that they're intuitive, but they're not trusting their intuition.
This man is extremely intuitive, and feels things, and has a wonderful, quirky sense about him. And I mean that in a complimentary way.
Yeah, he's amazing. Yeah, you nailed it. Everything you said is so right on.
Yeah. I mean, it just feels wonderful. We had someone here. Her name is Heather, and she's a client of mine that I know very, very well. And she has asked here, does her angels have any messages for her? And so maybe we could pull something for her tonight on a card and see what maybe we can get for Heather. Can you do that for Heather?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a message coming through right away for Heather around romance. So I'm not quite sure what phase you're in with this, but what I'm hearing very clearly is for you to have faith in romance. And the angels are showing me actually a storybook, almost that sense of a storybook romance, a fairy tale romance. And that, I don't know if you've almost like lost faith, like, oh, forget that. That's not what real life relationships are about. But they're really saying to believe in the love, because you know that love, almost like the storybook, amazing fairy tale love, that love is who you are, and you have so much angelic energy, and the angels are showing the importance of that being reflected back to you. You give so much for you to allow yourself to receive, and not just receive like a little, but be bathed in love, whether that's from romance or from friends or family or pets or nature. I mean, everywhere. They're showing me an image of a waterfall coming over you. Just, you give so much, to just let that all wash over you. And this is your time to receive and to really be nourished. And
well, I promise, Heather, that we did not, and I promise all of you that we did not discuss you, even though we have these questions. I told Courtney nothing about you, Heather. Courtney told me nothing about you, Carl. I've known Heather for 20 years, so I really appreciate that reading. I know exactly what you're saying to her, so that's awesome. Heather, are you listening?
Oh, how neat. Okay, so the card that comes up, this is from the Fairy Tarot cards. The card that comes up, I'm not quite sure how well you can see it, but it is the 9 of Spring. And it says, protect the fruits of your labors. prepare for possible challenges that lie ahead, and environmental conservation. And there's 3 different messages on the card. See which one really stands out to you. But there is this sense of protecting your inner child and protecting it's almost like your sensitive nature, protecting your heart. But if you look at the cards, you can kind of see it. This fairy is ready for an adventure. So she's got to be brave and courageous. And so that's what it feels almost like, the struggle for you of almost like, I want love, but I've been hurt, so I've got to protect myself. And the angels are just showing, open up your heart and go in for the adventure of love. And you're strong and you can handle it and you can let that love come back to you. So very, very interesting. Lots of adventure.
So let's talk about this for just a second, because I want people to really understand how readings work. You know, that's very important to me. Mm-hmm. I think that you and I have a similar thought process, that we want people to understand their own life purpose, their own sense of spirituality, how their soul works, what their karmic profile is, how to make balance, how to create from within themselves what they need, you know, and that we only do readings and so on just to give a little bit of guidance and hope that we make a little bit of connection. So let's just say, for example, someone was already married when you just gave that reading. Mm-hmm. What it would mean then was that married person perhaps wasn't giving her husband as much of a break as she should, or wasn't opening up her heart still, even though they've been married, because she'd been hurt in the past and it was interfering in their marriage. Like, you know, a lot of times when we are getting and giving readings, people take that and they put it very into a box that needs to have an expansive energy, because a lot of times Spirit says things that are very expensive and people don't get till later. I mean, I've been doing readings for 25 plus years, and people come back and say, I thought it was this, but honestly, it was this, you know. Yeah. And that'll happen, I'm sure, whether you're working with, you know, clairvoyancy, the angels, and as a medium, whatever it is. So, you know, I just wanted to say, you know, sometimes don't close down from what's being read as it extends to other aspects of who you are in your life. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of like keep an open mind and tune into the energy and what it means for you, right? Mm-hmm. And how can you show up, like as an example, if we're talking to Heather about the sense of being adventurous, that could be being adventurous in many areas of your life, or tapping into your own inner courage. And yeah, exactly. That's why it's so interesting. When I first started doing readings, it was so important to me to know if someone was asking about romance, I wanted to know, are they in a relationship or not? Is this about a new person coming in? Is it about passion within the existing relationship? Kind of like getting into all the details. And now I realize over time, what matters really is the energy and the feeling. Exactly. And the details seem to fall into place. Exactly. Whether it's about igniting passion in an existing relationship, or being single and self-love, or bringing in a new partner. I mean, there's just, exactly. Like, it's about the energy.
100%. So you can call us at 602-875-0444. And I believe we have Sheila on the line. Hi, Sheila. This is Melinda. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you, my friend. So, Sheila, you didn't send a pre-written question, so what is your question tonight? At least I didn't see one. Did I, Sheila? Am I missing something?
No, I looked for y'all on Facebook live streaming, but I didn't find y'all, so I just called in.
Well, good for you. So on the live Facebook streaming, she says she tried to find us. It's Melinda Vail Incorporated's Facebook. But what's your question anyway, Sheila? And by the way, I just certainly love your Southern accent. I think you're a Southern belle, Sheila, is what I think.
I'm from Virginia, and I have a very thick Southern
I love it, my friend. I love it. So what can we help you with tonight?
Whatever my angels, your angels, Courtney's angels, anybody's angels would like to tell me for my highest good.
Okay, well, I will, since Courtney's working with the angels, I'll pass that to Courtney, and then after she gets done, I'll tell you a couple of clairvoyant things. How does that sound? Like a plan?
That sounds great. Yes.
Okay, very good. Courtney.
Okay, well, Sheila, the very first thing that the angels are showing me is an image of you reading a big book. And it's interesting to me because the book is very thick, and they're talking about how you've gained so much knowledge and you've studied a lot, you've learned a lot, and then the images of you holding this book open and talking about it, and an image of you very, very strongly teaching and speaking and expressing. So are you in any capacity already teaching, or is that something you're being guided to?
I had my first book signing Saturday, so I don't know if that is what you're seeing, maybe.
Yeah, I'm getting chills.
I would say so.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm getting chills as validation. But there's also this element of the angels strongly, lovingly nudging you to teach and to speak about your book, and to spread those messages, even through classes, through maybe meditations. I'm not quite sure how it will all look for you, the configuration of it. But this is a message that needs to be out in the world. So of course, I imagine you want your book to reach as many people as possible. And they're really showing the importance of you networking and asking for help with spreading the book, because the angels are really wanting this book to be shared and widespread as well.
Share it with us. Tell us the name of your book, darling.
It is The Day Before, Eternal Bonds into the Afterlife, is the name of it, by Sheila Jenkins.
Okay, very nice.
Amazon, yeah.
Okay, very good. And will you be traveling and doing some public speaking with the book? And do you have a publisher there?
I self-publish.
Did you self-publish? Because it feels like it might be picked up by a publisher, honey. Not that self-publishing isn't great, but it feels like somebody may come in and represent or do something with you.
Okay.
In other words, I think that this book is going to do great and everything's going to be wonderful, but I think that it will even go to the next level is what I'm trying to say. Okay, because it feels like the next level. There's something about Florida in your energy field. I know you said Virginia, but there's something about Florida in your energy field.
Not that I know of.
Okay, so maybe you want to look for somebody from a publishing company or something that's a Florida-based publishing company as you proceed with that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, or even speaking in Florida.
Well, speaking I think she's going to speak. I think she's going to speak.
Yeah.
Don't you think, Sheila, that you are going to be able to speak on this?
I'm scared to speak, but I do.
But your voice is so beautiful, Sheila, and we love it right now.
I am scared to death. I literally am crying over this simple little book signing because I don't want to get in front of people. And it's just, I am just petrified, but I know that I have a lot to share, and we have a message to share, so I want to share it with the world.
Okay. I think when we all started speaking, we all feel a little bit nervous about speaking in front of groups. Didn't you feel nervous at first?
Yeah, my very first was teaching a kickboxing class. That's how I got through it. I taught fitness classes for 7 years. That got me over my skin.
I started speaking, Sheila, because I was fat and I lost weight with the diet workshop. And I would go into companies and corporations and teach health and wellness from a weight loss perspective. But the first time I spoke as a spiritual person, Sheila, I was invited to speak at a local event here called Celebrate Your Life, which has many, many spiritual people. And at that time, I had no book written. I had nothing published. And I was speaking opposite Neil Donald Walsh, who wrote Conversations with God. So I wasn't afraid of it, Sheila, because I figured nobody would know me and nobody would care. And I would hardly have a person that was going to come and see me. And it ended up that I was the first seminar to fill up. I had 350 people in a ballroom. They had to change me from a classroom to a ballroom, and I was scared to death. But here, and that was my very first public speaking engagement, was in front of 350 people. But here's what I learned very quickly, Sheila, is you just look at people in the face. Doesn't matter there was 10, 100, 200, 350. I think James Van Prague and I had 350 people at our event. And people just want to hear your story, and you're sharing something very important. It's your journey, and you're partnering with a soul that's on the other side that is helping you in your journey. And together you've planned this. This is your purpose together in life to do this. It was something that you agreed upon before you came in, even though it felt like it really sucked. But it really is something that you're doing together. And so you have such wonderful positive energy from that side that's pushing you along and guiding and giving and loving and being there for you. Does that make sense to you, Sheila?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, honey. So I just want you to know that you can do it. And Courtney and I are both like 100% behind you. But there's something important about Florida. I don't know if that'll be your first speaking engagement or what, but there's something important about Florida. Okay?
All right.
Okay. She's got 2 cards for you, Sheila. Don't leave us yet.
The first card is acceptance. Acceptance. And see what you're being guided to accept. What I'm hearing is to accept that part of your purpose is speaking. And to accept that you actually can do this, that this is an innate part of you. And a lot of times the fear, when we have an intense fear of something, it's the very thing that we're meant to do. I mean, otherwise, why would you have such an intense reaction right into it? And then the other card is pray. To pray for of course, and work with the angels, and just in whatever way you love to pray, ask for guidance on where to speak, and ask for the strength to speak and to feel confident. And if you need to take a class around public speaking, whatever is going to help you. But so you've got lots of help, just like Melinda said, big time.
Okay.
Anything else, Sheila?
I don't think so.
Do you know a Michael or a Michelle, Sheila?
I mean, I know Michael or Michelle.
Who is that, darling?
I mean, I've worked with Michelle and Michael.
And what do you
did
when you're with your other job? You mean, darling?
Yes.
Okay. You're going to be saying goodbye to them soon. Because you're going to actually be growing in what you're doing in a different way, where you're not going to be working where you're working and actually move into a different arena. But what I did was I just went into your workplace to make sure that you knew that we were in your energy field. Okay? So that you know that this is really your purpose, that you're going to move out of that. Okay?
Okay.
There's something about art. Do you know what that is, darling?
I'm not an art, no.
Is there somebody named Arthur?
Arthur? No.
Okay. I'm getting art. So, see what that means as you progress. And I don't know whether I'm getting it as a name or as I'm getting it as artwork, to be perfectly honest with you. What do you think?
It feels more like artwork to me.
I've asked the artist if I could get 5 of her pictures, put in a little book that I'm putting together called Twin Flame Quote. Okay,
all right, there you go. So that art, who's the artist that you asked, darling?
It's Josephine. Her name is the official wall of Josephine is her name on Facebook, and she is a beautiful artist.
Oh, I know.
So you're already doing so much more spirit work. Like, this is your next project. Is that what you're saying to us?
Yes.
Well, girl, of course we're going to get art. It's your next project. Come on, roll through there, Sheila. You've got it going on, okay? All right? Okay. All right. We've got somebody else on the line, Sheila, so thank you for calling.
I appreciate it so much. Thank you all both.
You're
have a
welcome.
Great night.
You too, honey. Bye-bye. Jessica?
Yeah.
How are you, honey?
Hello? Yes.
Good.
You have the cutest voice in the world.
Oh, thank you.
You're probably as cute as this one sitting next to me. I'm the matriarch of spirituality here. I'm the old woman of spirituality.
You are not old. This one is as young and youthful and gorgeous as can be.
Jessica, where are you calling us from?
I'm calling you from Minnesota.
Ah, Minnesota. Where's the little Minnesota in your voice? Yeah, okay. There's something about a move or a real estate around you, honey. Are you doing something with a real estate sale, or are you moving, or somebody around you doing that?
I want to move,
okay.
But I don't know if it's an option.
Not yet, but the move will be an option as you progress, okay? All right?
Okay.
Somebody around you had something with their heart, lungs, diabetes, stroke, something here in the chest. Who is that?
I'm not really sure.
Feels like it may be your dad?
My dad?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, he's alive,
but that doesn't
know my mom.
that doesn't mean he hasn't had high blood pressure or something with his heart or his lungs, honey.
Oh, okay. Well,
I talk about live people too, not just dead people. Actually, although I've been married a few times, so I know dead people really well. But no, honey, I was talking about your dad. Does he have high blood pressure, high cholesterol, something with his heart or his lungs?
Yeah.
Okay. It feels like he vacillates between taking care of himself and not taking care of himself.
Correct.
Okay. And I think you get worried about him, Jess.
I do.
And I also think that there's a push-pull energy between you.
Yeah.
Okay. And so sometimes, Jess, it feels to me like you feel, I'm going to use the word unloved, even though you really are loved and you know it intellectually, but emotionally, sometimes you feel unloved or abandoned in certain ways. Does that make sense to you, honey?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And your mom is on the other side?
Yes.
And what is her name, please, honey?
Diane White.
And Diane, comes to you in all kinds of different ways, but usually she comes to you in the form of a bird or a butterfly or something with little wings.
Okay.
Okay. And so there's something about sister. Tell me what.
With my sister.
You do have a sister because she's saying sister. Okay, so are you having you have something going on with your sister, honey? There's something with your. She's saying to me, sister.
My sister just had her first baby.
Ah, very nice. Congratulations on that. Okay, because she said sister. So she's not that she doesn't love you, but she's focusing on your sister right now because she said to me, sister. Okay, Jess. Okay. All right. And why did Diane have a break in both her chest field and her abdominal field? It feels almost like autoimmunity to me, like energetically.
I couldn't hear you. What did you say?
I said in her, in the energy field around her body, Jess, honey. She had like her torso from her chest down to her abdominal field had some breaks in it, and so it almost felt like there was an autoimmunity, like there was many things had gone on with her.
Yes.
Okay.
We know that. Yeah. And
where is the depression coming from?
My depression from her death.
Okay, honey. So, but you're not just, honey. She, first of all, she's doing just fine. But your depression is going to prevent you in certain ways. Grief can prevent the signs and signals that you're being given for you to see them. And so it's a little bit of a process. You got to give yourself time for the process, okay? All right?
Okay.
So what was the break in her abdominal field? What happened? What happened in her abdominal field?
Well, all we know is that she went off the road, hit a tree, and died. And we don't have any other answers. There's nothing.
It feels
I just want to know what happened.
It feels to me like there was something that was going on in her health field. So is it possible that she could have had some kind of a seizure or something that was happening that put her into that position where she was not in her, like something happened prior? Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, I mean, she called me a half an hour before she died, and she said that she loved me, but she said that she was having pain, and I told her I would come get her, but she said no, that she would be home soon.
Yeah, because both her chest field and her abdominal field had breaks in the aura, like there was something going on that caused her some kind of attack or something that caused her. She almost felt autoimmunity to me, like something seized up her body, and that's why she went over on the road.
I feel a sense of dizziness.
Something physically happened, Jess. It wasn't just that she drove off the road.
Mm-mm. Yeah, I got big chills on that.
Okay, like I think something physically happened at first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I guess what would help me maybe is that if I knew that she wasn't suffering or suffered.
I don't get that at all, honey. I actually think that whatever happened in a snap. Mm-hmm. In a snap. Okay. Actually, what I really get, Jess, is it was a divine guidance. It was something came in divinely, so she didn't have to go through a health issue, because it feels like there was something going on in her first. So in the long run, maybe God put his hand down and made it easier for her this way.
Okay.
And I just feel so many chills when you're saying that as validation. It feels absolutely. And I'm seeing this image of all of these angels around her. So let's say from that period of when she called you a half hour before she died, there's something, I'm not quite sure at what time it came in, but all of these angels surrounding her and comforting her. So it doesn't feel to me at all like she suffered either. It was very, very quick.
And she had an intuitive, there was something that was going on in her body, honey, or she wouldn't have had that intuitive pick up the phone and call you.
Yeah.
Something went on there, Jess.
Okay. Yeah, because she called almost all the family.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't get that
And
feeling.
the day before, she touched my leg and she said, I just want you to know I love all of my babies the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that she was having something physical going on and she knew it.
Yeah. Wow. I don't get any feeling that this was a purposeful run off the road type of situation.
I don't either. Like not a bit. I feel like she was sick. She was having something going on. She thought she would get to it. I think maybe she even knew it was serious or felt it inside herself, because that's the way it feels to me. And that particular day she got dizzy or something popped for her. Maybe she had an aneurysm or something, and she went. But you know what I'm being told is that she was grateful. Actually, Jess, your mom was grateful that she went without taking anybody.
Oh, okay.
That's what as soon as she popped out of her body, she was like, oh, wait, let me see if somebody's hurt.
That sounds like her.
Okay. And so, I mean, that's what she did right away, okay? All right, so.
Good.
Okay. Did she have a brother, honey?
No, she did not. Not that I know of anyway.
Do you have a brother?
I have a brother.
What's your brother's name?
Brandon Smith.
How old is Brandon?
Let's see here. He's 7 years older than me. I'm 34, so.
41.
Yeah.
He was already struggling inside of himself, right?
Yes.
So he's struggling a little bit, honey, okay? Do you know who Joseph, Jody, Joanne, or Joel is?
No.
It's in Brandon's energy field.
Okay.
Okay? Brandon feels like the one that is trying to not reveal, but he's struggling.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, there's maybe a couple of things. Maybe alcohol or with my mom's death.
Well, what I mean, honey, is he's coping in a way in which he's trying not to reveal it, but he's struggling deeply inside of him. So if he's coping, if he's coping with alcohol, he's got to stop. Okay. All right. Courtney's pulled some cards for you, honey. What's your daddy's name?
Tom White.
And how old is your dad, honey?
He was born in 47.
Okay. So he's going to be 70 this year, right?
Oh, yes. Yep.
Okay. All right. And so just hang close to the rest of the family, and you're going to be okay. Just give your mom time to give you some of those signs and signals.
Okay.
Okay, honey?
And Jess, have you ever done any kind of channeled writing or automatic writing?
No.
Because I'm seeing very clearly for you to be able to connect with your mom in that way by channeled writing. And there's a great book that I recommend called Writing the Divine by Sarah Weissman. It's phenomenal and teaches you a good process for how to do it. But the nice thing is you can maintain that connection with your mom, and you can communicate with her and receive messages. And it feels like there's some nudges here for you also for writing and journaling and expressing how you're feeling. And the very first thing the angels were showing me around this whole situation for you is to be tender with yourself. Tenderness and self-care, lots of gentleness, and lots of, I don't know if you can just even take time to cuddle, and if you even have a teddy bear that you can cuddle up with or a soft blanket, but just lots of tenderness for your body as you're grieving, that to really support your body. I don't know if you even like massage, but I'm seeing an image of massage, like anything that you can do to support your body and give your body love right now. It's really important. And be gentle with yourself, even within your thoughts, too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold the baby.
Yeah, hold the baby.
Hold the baby.
Exactly.
Hold the baby. She's got some cards for you, honey.
Yeah.
Look at this one.
Exactly.
That's the new home.
Okay.
New home.
Just what I picked up on when you first called is something that you're going to be moving into, okay, honey?
Yeah, exactly. And I agree completely with Melinda that it's not quite the right time, but it's almost like it's in the works. But,
this is such a pretty card, I mean, this is I don't know if you can see how pretty this card is for you, honey, but this is a pretty card for you. So it has purples, and your mom loved purples, and flowers, and your mom loved flowers. So, stay connected energetically that way, okay?
Okay.
And then there's two more cards. I'm going to pull them up at the same time because to me these cards, all three of them feel like they go together. The marriage card comes up and the birthday card comes up. And there's some energy around your birthday, but there's something significant around your mom's birthday and around honoring her around her birthday. But there's also this energy around the card, too, of celebrating. Like, obviously, you're going through a lot of pain. And, I mean, losing your mom is incredibly painful. And there's something to celebrate around there, too, whether it's celebrating the time that you had with her, celebrating how the love that you shared, whatever you can find to celebrate. But there's really, really strongly honoring her on her birthday, and even having it's an annual tradition of how you celebrate her birthday. And then
Wow.
Yeah. So,
we eat pie on her birthday with her mom and her sister. So my aunt and my grandma every year.
Very nice.
Yeah. See, I just saw from your mom a thumbs up. Like just a true appreciation of that. That's so sweet. And then this marriage card feels very, very wonderful for you to really honor romance energy for yourself. And actually,
I got a good one.
Oh, awesome. Nice.
What's his name, honey?
Jason.
Jason is a good one. He's a hard-working one.
Yes.
He works hard, you work hard.
Yep.
Okay. Do you go by a lake with ducks and that kind of thing? There's something about a lake.
Yep, that's where my mom's house was.
Okay.
And I go up there. It's kind of my
paradise. She showed me ducks and a lake and maybe some wildflowers, and maybe in the fall that there's leaves and it's peaceful, and she loves that. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, honey. You'll be okay, Jess. Just know that she didn't suffer, and she's doing fine, and she's happy, okay?
And she's
Okay.
blowing you
And
tons
with
and
my
tons
grandpa,
of kisses.
hopefully.
Yeah.
And with your grandpa for sure. Okay? Okay, honey. You take care of yourself, okay? Jessica, thank you for calling, honey.
Yep, thanks so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
What a sweetheart.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
What a sweet, sweet girl.
Yeah, no wonder I felt fairy energy. I don't know. I would have asked Jess, but I'm curious if she relates to the fairies at all because I was interesting. I was drawn to pick up some fairy cards.
Well, you know, the energy of where they were felt very whimsical place to me.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Melinda. Hello? Hello? Did I miss it? Wait a minute. I might have messed up.
Might have hung up on someone.
Call back. Was that, which one was it? Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry. Who did I just mess up on?
Tammy.
Tammy, call back, Tammy. Tammy, call back. Okay. Hello? 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 Got it? Hello?
Let it hang up.
Okay, technical difficulties or human mistakes. I don't know, one or the other. But call back. I'm sorry, Tammy. This is Melinda. How are you?
Hi, Melinda. Hi, Courtney. This is Cheryl.
Hi. How are you, Cheryl?
Good. Very good. Thank you. You ladies look lovely.
Aren't you a sweetheart, Cheryl?
Yeah, you look really pretty today on the set here.
Oh, thank you. We're getting better with our set, and we're getting better with our stuff. And, you know, you can't miss when you set yourself up with a cutie like this. So,
with a gorgeous cutie like this.
What's your question for us, Cheryl?
Great. I kind of would like a little bit from both of you, if you have something.
Who's Tom? Who's Tom?
Tom?
Yes,
Tom is my fiance.
Oh, okay. So, woohoo! When you getting married, girl?
Hopefully 2018.
You know, you're definitely going to get married in 2018. Are you looking at springtime, though? April, May?
September.
You're looking all the way to September. There's something with April or May. Are you, there's another big change happening in April or May. And so I just want you to know that I'm seeing something in May also. Do you see something in May?
I'm seeing a vacation in May. And
are you going on vacation in May?
Nothing that I know of.
Okay.
As of yet.
All right. I think that there has to make sure that your T's are crossed and your I's are dotted on what you're planning in September, and watch something coming up in May. It's because I think it's associated to the wedding, and maybe it's the honeymoon vacation or something that you have to make sure is okay. But May feels like something critical around the wedding to me. Okay. All right.
Okay.
And I was kind of feeling almost like taking a break from all the wedding planning and doing something just to celebrate and honor, almost like a pre-honeymoon. So we'll see. I don't know, but yeah, just
that pre-honeymoon sounds fun.
See how it plays out. Yeah, doesn't that sound nice?
That's fine.
Cheryl, somebody has had some problems with their hip, their leg, or their knee. Who is that?
Tom with his knee.
Okay. So, and then there's something about a uniform, military, fire, or police.
He is a volunteer fireman.
Okay, very good. Tom's a good man, right?
Yes.
Like,
yes, he is.
like, you know, he feels like he's solid, Cheryl, and I think that maybe you and he both have had some things in the past, and it coming together is like, do you know what I mean?
I'm sorry, coming together.
It just makes feel like it's like redeems energy, like, whoo, like finally we found the right person. You know what I mean? Like I think maybe
right.
that you get I think that you guys have jutted out in the past, and now you've got it together. Does that make sense, honey?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it does.
There's something about hats. Who wears hats or caps all the time? Hats or caps?
Either my son or my dad.
Okay. How old is your dad?
He's deceased. He was in his 70s.
What's his name?
Jack.
Was his real name John and they called him Jack?
Yes.
Because I just wrote John. Do you see it, darling? Okay, I just wrote John, so he gave me John and not Jack, and I thought, oh shit, I'm off. Okay, no, I'm not. John is. And so John, I'm terrible, aren't I? Sure. John likes Tom. And John is around your son all the time. Jack, I'll call him Jack. And there's something about truck. Who drives a truck?
Nobody.
Did Jack drive a truck? It's a pickup truck.
No. Pickup? No.
Okay.
No.
I'm seeing a pickup truck, and it feels like it is around Tom again.
Well, maybe because he wants a new truck.
Okay, that would be why. Okay.
But that's not in the budget right now.
Okay, well, yeah, we got to save that budget for the wedding, for God's sakes. So actually, Jack is watching very closely because he gave me all kinds of information on Tom, and he showed me himself with a cap. What is your son's name, please?
Michael.
And how old is?
Where's the cap?
How old is Michael?
Michael is 20.
Whoa, Michael is an interesting kid. Michael is a deep thinker, much more than people would give him credit for.
Mm-hmm.
And much more sensitive than people would give him credit for. Okay, you did a really good job on this kid. Okay, but
I'm trying still.
he may have a little ADD.
Okay.
But he has father issues.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the issue. Yeah. He's got father issues, okay?
Okay.
Where's the alcoholic coming from, darling?
Alcoholic. Well, in my opinion, his father drank a little too much.
In my opinion, his father drank a little bit too much, too, because I'm picking up on it. So,
I mean, that's the only person
here's the thing, Cheryl. We get our self-esteem from our same-sex parent. So that's one of the reasons Michael, is still struggling a little bit to grow up.
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
But he's really a good kid, and he's a deep thinker, and he's sensitive. He just has a little ADD. People misunderstand ADD. It doesn't mean that he's scattered. It doesn't mean that he's impulsive. It means that sometimes he can appear to be lazy, or sometimes he doesn't get things done the way he should, or he runs from one thing to the other, or sometimes he kind of shoots himself in the foot. Do you understand what I mean?
Yes.
Okay. But
especially job-wise.
Yeah. He shoots himself in the foot. He doesn't have that, but he's just got a little ADD. There's a wonderful book called Driven to Distraction by Dr. Holloway that would be nice for you to read. Okay, I'm going to turn you over to Courtney. I've talked enough. I got your dad.
Thank you.
He's fine. I told you about your kid. I told you about Tom. It's Courtney's turn.
Okay, thank you.
With your son, also, I was hearing really clearly is he's got a lot to express, and there's also this deep need for him to really step into his strength and his confidence and even his manhood. And I'm seeing this image of him going out into nature, and I happen to see a mountain. I don't know if the mountain is important or if it's just nature. It's just about nature, but going out into nature and just screaming from the depths of his being and expressing what he needs to express. And does he have does he play the guitar, any kind of musical interest for him?
He's eclectic. He likes a little bit of everything, but he doesn't play any instrument.
Because that's an image I'm seeing for him. But sometimes with the images, I don't know, is this a literal, play the guitar, or is it just a representation of expressing himself through music? So, whatever works best for him. But it's just a sense of expressing himself. partially through music or creativity, but also in whatever ways he's guided to, because he's got a lot to say. And part of it is for his own healing, but part of it feels like even some of that teaching and energy or mentoring young people. So there's a reason he's going through this whole experience, and I feel like he's going to have these gems of wisdom to help young people through similar experiences, whether it's with their dad or whatever. But for you and your fiance, there's a need for fun and joy and maybe even some dancing if you like to dance. And does that make sense to you? Like making fun more of a priority?
A lot of fun. Yeah, a lot of fun. We used to go out a lot, and then we kind of stopped for a while.
Oh, start again.
And we used to go dancing. We used to always dance together.
Yeah,
always
well,
go out.
Remember, he hurt his knee, so that's...
Oh, yeah, that's right, the knee, yeah.
Well,
could you dance in, like, a heated pool? So it's okay.
There are all kinds of ways to dance now.
Well, it doesn't have to be... it's about having fun, so however that plays out.
Aren't we bad? Okay.
And then I drew 3 cards for you, and can you believe one of them is falling in love or making a serious commitment to someone? Isn't that beautiful?
Wow.
And another meaning of it is forgiveness and the resolution of a problem. And don't give up, your relationship can be healed. And what I feel for this so much for you is really around enjoying your new relationship and letting go of the past. You know, it's kind of like forgiving, letting go, releasing the past, and really stepping in just so humbly and honorably into this new relationship. It feels like that's what you're doing and in process of. And then the next card is so cool. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to show this card for people watching. But the next card is so cool. It's the sun. And it says, plans that work out perfectly. That sounds good when planning a wedding.
Yeah.
And amazing ideas that lead to rewards and commendations and gratitude for the blessings of life.
Very nice.
Yes.
Wow.
And you know,
nice.
you know who the sun god is, right? Ra is the sun god. He's the fun god. Ra, right?
I didn't know that connection. And then,
I've been hanging around with Bill too much. He's a corn dog.
Oh my gosh! And Bill literally just held up a sign saying "corn dog" right as Melinda was saying.
We're sorry, Cheryl. Okay, give her one more.
And then
That's okay.
This last card is King of Autumn, and it says, "Be assertive when it comes to what you know is right. Everything going your way."
Oh, that's me.
Yeah, everything going your way, and or a good person or company to work for. But this king in this picture, he looks like he's got it going on. I mean, he just looks like, look at how he's like, I'm wise.
Well, I think, their wedding is going to be in the fall. And, I think that maybe they come to that crowning achievement because I think they both had partners in the past that have been dysfunctional. Does that make sense to you, sweetheart? Okay.
Yes.
Do you know who Matt is around your son? Matthew? Around your son?
No.
Watch for that name around your son. That's what I picked up around him, okay? Okay. Take care, honey.
Okay.
We will talk to you again. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Can I go now?
Okay.
Okay, tell me when. Got it? Hello?
Hello, this is Angela.
Hi, Angela. How are you, darling?
I'm doing good. How are you ladies doing?
We're doing just great. How can we help you tonight?
Well, I've had a lot of change the last year, and I kind of want to know what is maybe ahead. My sister passed away from suicide, and I'm raising her daughter, and we're trying to just move forward and love some help kind of getting there.
Well, I'm sorry you lost your sister that way, sweetheart. I'm going to let Courtney start because I started last time, but I do want to talk to you about the SOS group. Go ahead, Courtney.
Yeah. Archangel Shamuel, Angela, is coming in for you, and Shamuel is just showing me he's just surrounding you with this big bubble of light and comfort, and there's this sense of I'm hearing the words peace and patience and love for you. Peace, patience, and love. And Okay. Have you just been kind of like taking one day at a time? That's what it kind of feels like.
It's been almost a year, but it's been going really slow.
Yeah. And they're saying just to be patient with the process and be patient with yourself. But the angels are showing me also a book, like turning a page, almost like the sense of turning a corner. And I've been seeing almost like, let's say within maybe 3 to 4 months time, the energy is going to be shifting quite a bit. But there's still this sense of just honoring where you are also. And I don't know if you talk to your sister, but the angels are showing me you gently speaking to your sister. Talk to her soul. She can hear you telepathically. So just say whatever you need to say to her. Do you do that already?
Yeah, I write a journal to her all the time.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Talk to her. I don't know if she hears me or not.
Yeah, of course she
does.
Hears you.
Of course she does.
Very, very clearly she hears you. And I'm also saying she's communicating back with you. So if you can, when you're journaling, maybe even give a few moments to pause and just listen and feel into what's coming through. And almost as though if you could write a letter back and forth to her and then from her. And at first it will feel like you're just making it up and kind of saying what you wish you would say. But once you kind of get that part out of your mind and just kind of let it open up more, there's that kind of conversation back and forth. So let her answer you even through your writing too. But
that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, good.
Cool.
Yeah. Sweetheart, do you mind me asking what area you live in? Where are you calling us from?
Utah.
Okay. Is there a local suicide survivor group there that you can connect with, or have you already connected with that?
I haven't.
Okay.
I know I've opened up. I've met a lot of people that have gone through something similar, and that helped a lot, but I haven't.
I know it's hard, sweetheart, to join a group like that, but honestly, I'm very active with the suicide survivor group here, and there is healing that comes from sharing together. Okay, there is some healing that comes. How old is your niece?
She is 17.
What is her name?
She's amazing, but Sophia.
Sophia's an older crystal child. Usually crystal children are 10 and under, but very rarely there's a crystal child that comes ahead. Crystal children are old souls. They're emotionally mature and they're spiritually mature, and in so many ways Sophia had to be the mother to her mother. In so many ways Sophia had to kind of balance things out for what was happening, because it feels like your sister had issues for a bit of time.
Yes, I would agree with that.
And so I think Sophia had to be kind of the mother to her mother. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
I'm trying to make things a lot easier for her, and I've been really working on that the last year. She's been my top priority and focus, and I just would love some advice how I can continue.
You're doing just great on that. And Courtney just wrote me a little note to say that she's feeling that Sophia needs to have music in her energy field, that music will help her vibrational frequency.
Okay.
Okay, who is Carl?
My husband.
And has your husband been instrumental also in helping?
Very much so.
He's a gentleman. He's a gentleman. There's something about his hands. Does he work with his hands?
Kinda.
Okay. There's something about his hands. I don't know what that means, but you probably will, okay? Do you know who Lisa or Lee or Alisa or Alyssa is?
I don't.
Okay, see if that name pops up around your niece, okay? What is your sister's name?
Christy.
I want to say to you that when I tap into Christy, that although she has regrets in the pain that she caused, for her own soul, for her own spirit, it was a healing when she got to the other side. Okay?
Okay.
There's something about a relationship issue. Do you know what that is, honey?
About what?
A relationship issue.
With her?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I think she had a big one. Are you thinking maybe her boyfriend?
Yeah, I feel like that was a additional catalyst.
Yeah, that pushed her over the edge.
Yeah, does that make sense to you, sweetheart?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
There's a doctor or a nurse in your energy field, Angela. Can you tell me why?
My mom's a nurse.
Thank you. And what is your mom's name, please?
Peggy.
I wrote Margaret right here. Is that her real name, sweetheart?
No, but that's typical.
That's what most people think. That yeah. So I actually wrote Margaret here. So how old is Peggy?
I'm embarrassed. I don't know exactly. I want to say about 75.
That's okay. I'll take a guesstimation. Your sister has come to her in a dream. Who's religious?
My dad.
Okay. And his name, darling?
Easton.
I have a grandchild named Easton. I love that name.
Beautiful, huh?
It's really cool. His religion is a double-edged sword for him. Do you know what I mean, darling?
Yeah, we were all raised in it.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword for him. Sometimes it lends itself to spirituality for him. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it gives him a shadow. Sometimes it gives him a light. Do you understand what I mean?
I think for him it gives him a lot of peace.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to.
But when I tap into it internally, I think it vacillates.
Yeah.
Because there's fear. There's a little fear there about your sister. Okay, honey. But you're doing all the right things with Sophia. Watch for the name Lisa or Alisa or Alyssa. I would imagine that's around Sophia. And I think that you are doing all the right things. Grief. The process of grief, the first year is not the hardest, the second year is, and when somebody dies by suicide, the length of time is a little bit longer, and you have to kind of keep that daily meditation, prayer, journal connection going, and just let yourself work through it in that way, okay, sweetheart?
Oh, you're awesome. Thank you for taking my call and helping me out. I appreciate it.
We are happy to do it, darling. You take care of yourself.
Just one more thing real quick, too. I feel so much joy from your sister. So just like Melinda was saying, that, of course, there's the regret and whatnot, but there's such a healing, and there's so much joy coming from her in her state of being now in spirit form. So, yeah, so at least to have that sense of peace, like she is not just at peace, but in a state of joy.
Okay, honey? Okay.
That's awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome, honey. Bye-bye.
All right, take care.
Bye-bye, honey. Do we have time for one more, sweetie? Jane! Oh, I'm not even going to talk to Jane. Courtney, you're going to do all the talking with Jane.
I guess you know Jane.
I got a few names here from some people as I'm going, so I hope I was getting Lisa for our last caller. I'm getting a James, a Barb, a Lynn, a Linda, and Elizabeth. If that's somebody's person from the other side. Hello.
Good evening to you.
Hi, sweetie. Good. How are you? What's your question for Courtney?
How are you tonight?
We're good. We're good. I was just giving a couple of names that I was picking up on because you know how I do that sometimes, and people out in the audience will get some messages on that. So I have a Jim, James, or Jamie. That's not around you, is it, darling?
I have a cousin. I have a cousin named Jamie that committed. Well, we don't know if she committed suicide or.
Oh, she wants to tell you that she's fine from the other side. Okay, Courtney. Okay, just stay on the line for me, Jane, because I'll just keep talking. You just stay on the line, okay, honey? And then I get a Barbara. Barb, that's not your relatives too, is it, Courtney? Okay, no. Barb and a Lynn or Linda and Elizabeth. Go ahead. What's your question, Jane?
That's so funny because the last time I called, Amadeus had a little visitor, so that's so funny. Okay.
Jane, okay. It's silliness.
Two things. One, do you know the names of my angels? And the second one is, if you know the names or whoever, are there any messages from them or?
Awesome. Well, Jane, there's two of the more feminine energy archangels with you, and of course, if you want I can tune into your guardian angels' names as well. But the archangels around you very strongly are Archangel Galadriel, who helps with really having very high vibes, just elevating your frequency, miracles, having faith. And she's so high vibrational and so feminine, so divinely feminine. And then the other one is Archangel Haniel, who helps with intuition and divine feminine energy and being in the flow of grace. They're both, I'm seeing them side by side with you. And then Archangel Shamuel also with you. It's interesting, Archangel Haniel and Galadriel on your side, and Archangel Shamuel almost like above you, guiding out and calling out the sense of love. So interesting. And Archangel Shamuel is saying how you're such a warrior of love, and no matter what life throws your way, you just keep going. So I don't know if you've had this feeling of like, gosh, being beat up by life in certain moments, but there's this feeling of you just keep going. You are such a warrior and so strong. And do you smile a lot? I keep seeing smiles around you.
I do, all the time.
Yeah, and that is part of one of your spiritual gifts, is your smile and your joy that you just emanate. Like you light up a room, you light up when you smile at a stranger. And why are the angels showing me you picking up like little rocks? Do you pick up little rocks wherever you go, or like?
Yeah, I pick up little rocks. I truck them in. I have big boulder rocks. I have. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Oh my gosh. And the angels, and you've got a lot of fairies around you too. And for whatever reason, connected to these rocks, they're just like giving you a big hug. They're just loving you up. That is so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's something around. I'll just share the message first, and I'll ask you a question around it. They're showing me a unicorn, and sometimes when the angels show me a unicorn, sometimes it's because someone likes unicorns, but sometimes it's more of a metaphor for that realm of fantasy. You know, this idea, some people think unicorns are just fantasy, but actually unicorns are real. And there's this element of you with your life purpose of bringing the sense of what's in spirit, or what might even seem like fantasy, whether it's unicorns or angels or fairies or departed loved ones. But there's something about like this realm of fantasy and magic and bringing it into this real world, almost like making real world life more magical. And that's part of what you do naturally, but does that make sense that might even be part of your path or your life purpose?
Making magical things. Sure. Not exactly sure what that means, but okay.
Yes, there's something. We can ask for a little more information. There's something about it. It feels very strongly that you'll be guided to create, and it's something almost like a creation that you infuse your joy into. But there's something about almost like helping other people believe in magic and believe in love and believe that the world can be good. That is a part of what you offer in this world. Very cool.
So
okay.
do you get it, Jane? What she's saying? That you have to move into your intuition and your feminine, which is the to-be energy instead of the to-do energy, so that you can move and embrace the totality of the energy that you were supposed to do as purposefulness in this lifetime, and that the unicorns represent the horses on your arms, but in a magical way, in which you are supposed to allow your little Merlin self to fly free. Do you get it, Jane?
Be free. Be free, yes. And I just want you to know, I have majorly been practicing to be for like the past 2 weeks. Like,
Yahoo.
Like, seriously.
Good.
Like, I feel like I'm almost doing nothing. I'm going to have to like start journaling because I feel like all I do is I wake up and I take care of the animals, and then I go sit outside and do my garden, and then I go eat, take care of the animals, and go sit outside and do my garden.
Well, that's okay, Jane. You needed to do that right now. So
yeah.
Right now you need to do that. And we're going to take one last caller, and I thank you for calling tonight as always, sweetheart. Much love to you, okay?
Courtney, can you spell that first, Archangel?
Oh, sure.
That's unfamiliar for me.
Galadriel is Galadriel.
Wonderful. I appreciate it so much. Thanks, Courtney.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
Melinda.
Jane.
You bet, honey. Bye-bye.
That was fun. Thank you for summarizing that.
Well, it's much easier when you know the person, you know somebody, you know. It's a little bit easier to, what am I getting? Well, I know this person has horses on her arms, so, okay. All right. So we have Tammy. Tammy, how are you? You're the person that I cut off, and I'm so sorry and so glad you got in. And so tell me what your question is, Miss Tammy.
Well, I have, I'm a healer, and I'm just getting started in my business. So I have a couple places I'm looking at to rent space.
Two?
One is with another person.
Two places?
And I'm wondering, yes.
Two.
And I'm wondering if the person that I'm looking at renting the space with, if that's going to happen, or if I should take the other space that doesn't cost as much, or if I should just be patient, work on building up my clientele, and maybe do it out of like people's homes first. Or I'm just really unclear on what direction I should go.
Is it energy work as in like Reiki work, honey?
I do Reiki and crystal healing, and I also do angel card readings.
Okay. And this other person that you're thinking about going in is somebody that you know fairly well?
I've known her for a few years, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And I know Courtney.
Oh, you know Courtney?
Yeah, but I'm also I'm actually being very neutral on this. I'm receiving some guidance. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah,
all right. Well, what I'm feeling is a weight on pulling the trigger on either office right now, just giving yourself a little bit time to grow clientele. And do you know who John is, Tammy?
I'm sorry, what?
Do you know who John is?
That's my husband.
Okay. And John is fully supporting the energy around this?
Yes, very much so.
All right. So I like that energy is supported. Do you know who Susan is, or Suzanne?
I have a friend, Susan, but she lives in Nebraska, wouldn't have anything to do with that.
She was somebody that hurt your feelings?
No.
I guess I misunderstood what you said about her. She was somebody that what, honey?
Oh, well, she lives in another state. I mean, we've been friends for a very long time, but I don't.
Okay, I'm just popping into your energy field to get stuff then. Okay, I'm just getting your friendship with her. Okay.
Okay.
I think you've got really talent. I think you've got a connection. I think you've got an ability. I just don't want you to put the cart before the horse. I don't want you to stress yourself out because I don't want you to pop into a fearful place where you might block yourself. And so I want you to take the easiest route first. It has nothing to do with either space or the person. It just has to do with you feeling really, really comfortable. So wherever you feel the most comfortable, the most connected, the most like it's a safe place to start, whether that's just people's homes for a couple of months and then getting into space. If you have two opportunities now, you'll continue to be presented with opportunities. It's not about missing an opportunity.
Okay.
There's something about the woman that you're looking at space with. Is she already doing some energy work herself?
She actually does mediumship. She does it out of her home a little bit. And it's something she really wants to do full time.
So it wouldn't be something that she could wait for you just a little bit, or is it like something you have to pull the trigger on this thing right now? Because energy work and medium work really go. I mean, I've got energy workers in my healing center here, and it goes so nicely hand in hand. And she feels like a good medium to me.
She is very good.
So I actually don't feel anything negative about her at all. Or about going into space together. I just am getting just a little bit of a yield sign. Like, wait just a little bit if you can. Not long, just a little tiny bit.
Okay.
Okay. What do you think?
Yeah, and Tammy, when you were describing the three different options, the third option of wait, I got huge chills in my body, and that feels so solid. And I agree with what Melinda said. It's not wait a long time. I wouldn't even imagine it. I mean, it's sometimes hard to put time frames to things, but I would imagine like maybe within 6 months. I mean, and of course, see how the time plays out. Don't take that too literally, but
Right.
But I also was feeling the sense of, maybe there's this sense of not quite being ready, and I wasn't sure if that was coming even from the person you're sharing space with or want to share space with, or you, but that however you can feel comfortable working with some clients, getting ready. And even just a little side note, when I very first started my business, I was very blessed because I was working out of a yoga studio, and they let me just rent per session. I didn't have to agree to a big monthly commitment. It was just they charged me a flat rate for an hour and a half use of the space, or sometimes 2 hour use of the space. So there was no pressure. And I did that for a couple of months, and then I moved into renting the space like 2 days a week. So anyhow, there's different options out there where you might be able to find professional space without a big commitment at first. And then just kind of watch out, just like what Melinda said, watch out for any fear, whether it comes from you or even from your husband. If there's any sense of like, oh no, we've got to make this work, and what if it doesn't work? I mean, we're human. We're going to have fear, but just really lead with that sense of this is all divine, and ask the angels, of course, for guidance on where your space is. But just chill out for right now. But still, while you're chilling out, though, you're still working with some clients.
Do I have time, Billy, to give her? Okay. One of the things that I want to tell you about manifestation with your own business, when I first started doing this work, I would work out of my home, and it was all word of mouth in those days. And then when it got bigger, you don't want people coming to your house. But what I always did was when somebody called me for an appointment, even if I could see them the next day, I always said, well, I don't have anything till 2 weeks from now or whatever, because I wanted to manifest that abundance of having clients. Okay. And so, when you are doing it without having rent hanging over your head, it gives you the luxury of manifesting that way. Now, of course, it takes a long time to get in to see me for reals, but it took that kind of manifestation, that belief, that pushing of that energy a little bit. So again, I want you to just do what makes you feel at a strong comfort level.
Okay.
Okay, because
that sounds good.
I really feel like she's got it.
Yeah, you're ready for this, totally. So this is like I'm seeing wheels turning. Like this is kind of full steam ahead, but just kind of doing it in a way that really honors you and even honors your finances too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Would the other medium mind if you gave us her name?
I'm sorry, what?
Would your medium friend mind if you gave us her name?
Oh, I don't think so. Her name's Cindy St. John. She's actually the very first person. I lost my son a couple of years ago,
mm-hmm.
and she was the very first person that ever did a reading for me.
Nice.
And very authentic, and just really, we've become really good friends.
Good. So I work off name frequency, which is why I asked for name, sweetheart, just so I could double check myself on the energy. And again, Courtney and I were talking about this earlier. In this business, spiritual business, it's really great to partner with somebody that walks their walk and doesn't just talk the talk. Mm-hmm. And this lady really walks her walk. So I think you should still kind of make a plan to be with her. Rather than on your own, because it feels like both of you will feed off each other in a positive way. I just want it to be something where there's security around it. Does that make sense to you?
Okay.
Thank you. You're welcome.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome, and you have a wonderful evening. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so, dear Melinda, I was wondering if you could ask the angels about effort, pushing, making things happen, hard work versus letting things happen for our highest good, and how to ask the angels for help, but not just sitting back and being lazy. We got 3 minutes to answer this question, right. Courtney. So I think what you're talking about here, Margaret, is understanding the law of least effort, as Deepak Chopra would talk about it. And that means that you have to move beyond faith into a place where you're partnering with your higher power and the energy of whether it's the angels or your spirit guides or just the energy of God, and trusting that once you make that partnership, it all happens in the divine right timing. It all happens for the highest good. But God does help those that help themselves. You must not help yourself in desperation, which is actually what we were just talking about with Tammy, about, and not that Tammy was being desperate. Tammy, don't misunderstand me, but we just don't, you just don't want any desperate energy involved in your field at all, desperate to make money, desperate to go into the right thing. You just have to kind of move and let synchronized energy kind of unfold in front of you so that you have, that allowance. So she says here that she's in a space of paralysis and exhaustion. And so I think that she's trying too hard, and I think that's the problem. I'm so tired, but never feel like I'm working hard enough, and feel guilty when I don't work hard. Well, Margaret, you must be Catholic.
I have an excellent technique that could help you if you feel like you're just never doing enough, is at the end of a day, make a list of everything that you did and celebrate yourself, congratulate yourself, be like, I'm amazing, or I'm so, grateful I did these things. Because a lot of times we just have that feeling like, I've got to do the next thing without looking at what we actually did. And then when you are taking action, let it be inspired action from your intuition, and put your angels to work. Give your angels assignments. They want to help you. You don't have to work so hard.
Trust, allow, and surrender. Okay? All right. Well, we've had a fun time tonight, and I am going to ask this young lady to come back. I know you will all love that too, and you're just awesome. This is our first time to meet, let alone to work together. Yeah. So, that's very interesting when two people come together that haven't met, and then they try to work together, and it seems very synchronized. We were on the same page on most things, little, things, and I was fascinated with how the cards came up after the clairvoyant piece with the partnership of that. That was really cool. Courtney, tell everybody how they can get a hold of you.
Yes, you can get a hold of me at my website, which is CourtneyLongAngels.com, CourtneyLongAngels.com, and there is a place where you can get my free gift, which is the Angel Energy Elixir. It's a super short guided meditation that helps with stress relief and boosting your energy with the help of the angel. So check that out. And then there's all kinds of cool online classes and books and retreats, all kinds of cool stuff on my website. So, and I also have a weekly YouTube video too called Angel Insights that you can watch each week.
That's wonderful. Please make sure to connect with Courtney. And as always, I'm Melinda Vail, and you can reach me at melindavail.com and on Facebook, Melinda Vail Inc. And we look forward to talking to you next week with a class, and we'll tell you about that angels through an email. So you have a nice evening. Good night.
Good night.